Yo, what's going on? I'm Jay Cartere, and this is the Jay Cartere Show podcast. Now, this is an intro to the podcast to kind of give you guys an intro to what I'm about and the type of stuff that we'll be talking about on here, because you may not know who I am. Like, you may have just stumbled across this, and if you have, then hi, welcome. But I'm assuming that most people who are listening to this podcast will have come from my YouTube channel and whatnot. Now, I am mainly a YouTube gamer. I play games on YouTube and whatnot. Really, I'm an entrepreneur first and a YouTube gamer second, but most people will know me for YouTube gaming, and I'm assuming most people who have come to this podcast will know me for that. So, that's what I do. I'm a YouTube gamer, entrepreneur, musician as well. Hopefully get back to making music this year, but basically a content creator. That is what I do. And what is this podcast about? Well, I've made a few podcasts before. I made Talk About It, which was a podcast with my friend where we talked about music and reviewed music and popular culture stuff. Then I made the podcast Grow on YouTube, the Grow on YouTube podcast. That's what it was called. And that podcast was about growing on YouTube. And now I'm making this one, the Jay Cartere Show podcast, just so I can talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Because the Grow on YouTube podcast, I basically had to talk about growing on YouTube. But this one, I'm going to be able to talk about any subjects that I find interesting, which is what I really want to do. But I also want to focus on the fact of being better, self-improvement, entrepreneurship, business, gaming, YouTube, opinions as well, and just trying to distill my thought process and put it out there, as well as trying to help you guys make yourselves valuable. Because I see a lot of people, they try and get into this content creation thing, they try and get into this online business thing, or they try and make something of themselves. And a lot of the times what they do, instead of, focusing on self-improvement and bringing value to others, what they do is they focus on begging people to take an interest and care about them. And the truth is, no one gives a shit about you until you make them care. So over, this podcast, I want to give you some strategies to help you out in that regard. And I want to do that sort of stuff. So when do new episodes come out? New episodes will generally be out on Thursdays, I believe. I think that's the day we're going to go for. I haven't really honed down on what day we're going to be doing it, but I think it's Thursdays because I've just said it. We're going to aim for Thursdays. If you want to get involved in the conversation, then you can do that by adding me on Twitter. That's at Jay Cartere, or comment in on YouTube, which will probably be the best way because I'll be able to comment back and all that sort of stuff, and everyone will be able to see that. Or, leaving a review in the iTunes store, as that will actually really help out the podcast. So if you can go and leave a young review, please go ahead and do that. Now, this is actually the fourth time I'm recording this intro, because prior to this I had said what platform I was going to use. First of all, it was Spreaker, then it was Podbean, now I'm back to Spreaker, and I don't know, I might even change to SoundCloud in the future. I'm not 100% sure where we're going to go, what works the best, because SoundCloud's cheaper but Spreaker has more features, so I don't know. But the fact is, this is not free. This is not free for me to create. This will be losing me money every month. So if you want to help out and you want to support the podcast, then please consider buying one of my services, one of my books or something like that. Go to growonyoutube.com/guide to get a book, A Gamer's Guide to Greatness, that will help you grow your YouTube gaming channel and turn it into a business. So if you're interested in becoming a YouTube gamer or entrepreneur or doing anything with YouTube, that book will help you out a lot. If you want a consulting session or anything like that, then you can contact me on Twitter and we can discuss it. Although I'd rather you purchase the book because I probably won't have time to do consulting sessions in the near future. But yeah, I've got a little bit more recording that might work, so I'm just going to sandwich it in here. Like, this was just to cut out me mentioning Podbean and talking about all that sort of shit, because obviously not using that platform anymore, it was shit. So don't use that. If you want to create a podcast, please don't put yourself in that situation. And I'm gonna pass it back to me. So definitely go to growonyoutube.com and you can find probably a bunch of stuff. I don't know what, like, how many things is going to be out by the time you're listening to this, but there'll probably be more products over there, and I'm probably going to make more courses and all that sort of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of things that you can purchase in order to show your support that will also bring you a lot of value and allow you to, turn that purchase into an investment and make some more money from it, which is what I highly believe in. I highly believe in investing in yourself and investing in things that generally will bring more income or help. Accidentally hit the mic there. And help you, create the life that you want. That's what we're all about here. I want to help you guys create the life that you want and be happy, be better, be happy, and be valuable. Those are the cores of what we're doing over here. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you and you want to listen to another episode, then get involved. We're going to be talking about a lot of controversial topics. We're going to be talking about, gaming, business, entrepreneurship, and all that sort of stuff. I'll probably get some interviews with other entrepreneurs and other upcoming YouTubers and that sort of stuff. But we're also going to be talking about the controversial topics that people say you should never talk about, like religion, what else? Politics, that sort of stuff. We're going to be getting really, really wild because I want to put out the way I think about things, because I think it's interesting to people, because I don't think a lot of people think like me. We're going to be approaching these subjects from a very pragmatic approach. We're not going to be coming to it all emotional and being like, woe is me, the world is terrible. We all know the world is shite. We know it's terrible. It's about just accepting that the world is terrible and thriving in the world, like not trying to hide away from reality and pretending that it's not terrible. You accept that it's terrible and you play the fucking game. So that's what we're out here doing. We're out here looking at things pragmatically, just being 100% real. Ain't gonna get any falsehoods around here. No BS. I'm not gonna be sugarcoating anything because I don't care to. And yeah, I can't be bothered to lie. Like, it just takes too much effort to lie and remember your lies. So straight up honesty. If you like that, then this is the place for you. If you don't like that, then goodbye. See ya. And yeah, you might as well get into the rest of the podcast. There's no point me going on about it. Peace out. First episode of the Jay Cartere Show. I am Jay Cartere, and in this episode we're going to be talking about how to quit your job and start a business. But first of all, let's have a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Jay Cartere Show podcast is sponsored by me at growonyoutube.com. If you want to grow your YouTube gaming channel, then growonyoutube.com is the place to go. I just released my new book, A Gamer's Guide to Greatness, which will show you how to grow your YouTube gaming channel and turn it into a business. You can get that at growonyoutube.com/guide. If you want to grow your YouTube gaming channel and turn it into your career, make a full-time living, become a full-time YouTube gamer, actually build a business around it, then this book is for you. If you just want to live off AdSense and become a big YouTuber and be broke, then this book is not for you. It's not for anyone who wants overnight success or anything like that. But go to growonyoutube.com/guide if you think this will be helpful for you. You can see the reviews of happy customers who have purchased the book already and are now using the strategies in there to grow their own YouTube gaming channels. Now, I basically created the book that I wish I would have had when I first started out on YouTube. I've spent a variety of years. I think I started in around 2011, and I did a lot of experiments, a lot of research, a lot of trial and error in order to find out what actually works. So I've distilled all of that and put it into this book, this guide, so you guys can know what works and grow your YouTube gaming channel. I've grown my YouTube gaming channel to over 24,000 subscribers. When this comes out, it'll probably be even more than that. I don't know. It's continually growing. It's always growing, and it's going to continue growing because I know what works. I know what works now, and I've put that in this book to show you what works. And if you want that, go to growonyoutube.com/guide. Now let's get into the episode. So, you want to be an entrepreneur? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just listened to this podcast because you thought, fuck it, why not? But first of all, I just want to say entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's definitely not. Now, I personally wish everyone could be an entrepreneur because I think it brings you a lot of freedom in your life, in your work, and it brings me a lot of happiness. But I don't think that this is necessarily the path for everyone. It's definitely not. Some people are just not cut out for this. Some people do not like it, and some people are better off just being in a job. So you really need to be self-aware and ask yourself, is this what you really want to do? A lot of people will make self-employment and being an entrepreneur look very, very sexy, but it's not as glitz and glam as it may look when you're viewing people on, Instagram and that sort of stuff. Like, the realities of it is, yes, sometimes there are really good moments. Like, I was really, really happy to get up today and get to work. It's Monday. Maybe many of you hate Mondays because you don't like going to work. I was excited from last night to come and do work today, to finish editing my book, to record a podcast, and to generally, I needed to schedule videos today as well. That excited me. And that may sound super boring to you guys, but this is the shit that I love to do. So I'm happy waking up in the morning. But there were also times when I was eating rice and gravy for dinner and I was super damn broke. Like, I'm not rich now. I'm not as successful as I'd like to be, but the bills are getting paid. But there were really times where things were super, super low, and I thought that I'd be homeless the next month. So there's a lot of stress that comes with being an entrepreneur and being self-employed. But if you can take on that stress and you have the mental fortitude to see a problem, and instead of, being, what's the word, like feeling sorry for yourself and worrying and all that sort of shit, instead of doing that, you can look at a problem and think outside the box and think of solutions and try and attack that problem. Then maybe this shit is for you. But you will need 3 things in order to quit your job and start a business. You'll need commitment. So you'll need to set targets, and you got to be really specific with these targets. We'll get into certain targets that you should be setting later. But you need to set targets and you need to stick to it. For example, if you want to get your website out at a certain date, that's a target. I want to do this website at this date. You want the website to look like this. That's a target. You got to be very specific. You got to have a time limit, and you got to write that down and put it somewhere where you can see it, so it's always reminding you. Like, people always say this, you need to set goals, you need to write them down and all that sort of shit. But the truth is, it really works. Like, I've got my planner that I use on a day-to-day basis that lets me know the things that I want to accomplish that day. I've also written down the things that I want to accomplish this year, and I'm actively working towards that. And when you actually set goals and you set specific goals, then generally the actions that you take will move towards those goals, as long as you're mindful about it and you know what your goals are. If you just think, this is something that I really want to do, and you don't actually write it down, you don't have specifics behind it, then the likelihood is you're never going to get there. You're not going to go anywhere, because you're just going to be doing a lot of shit that doesn't work towards your goals. So commitment, very, very important. You need to be committed to this thing. You need to pick something that you're very, very passionate about in order to start a business in that sector, or, whatever you want to do over there. If you're not passionate about this business, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You can't just do this for the money. You can't be like, I want to start a business because I want to get rich, because then you're just going to do a lot of things for the sake of making money. And when you do things for the sake of making money, you can get caught up in, you can get scammed basically. You can get scammed really easily, because people will come to you and they'll be like, yeah, hey, do you want to make some money real quick? And you'll think, well, I really want to make some money. That is my goal. Maybe I want to get involved in this. And then next thing you know, you're in a pyramid scheme and you're trying to get your friends to come and sign up to an ACN meeting. And that is not what life is about. That's not what entrepreneurship is about. That's not what self-employment is about. So definitely you need the commitment. Then second C is consistency. You need to be working towards your goal on a regular basis. It's not enough to work towards your goal once a month. Well, that is a regular basis, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough. The least amount that you should be doing towards reaching your goals is working towards it on a weekly basis, like even on the weekend, maybe 2 times a week. If you set out like 4 hours, 2 hours each day to just work on, what you're trying to accomplish and work towards those goals, then you're going to see better results in a less amount of time than if you don't set up that schedule for yourself and set up some sort of consistency. So definitely do that. And the third C is coins. You need that cash. You need that cash, B. You need to learn about budgeting. You need to learn about saving. To be honest, like the biggest thing that I suggest people to do if you are in a job and you want to leave it is figure out how much money you need for 6 months to, the best amount would be save up for like 3 years, because in the first couple of years, you're probably not going to be profitable. But if you want to do this real quick and you've got a lot of faith in your business, fuck it, do it to a year. Do it to a year minimum. Figure out how much money you need in order to survive for a year at a comfortable level of living. Now, this isn't extravagant living. This isn't buying, fucking 5 takeaways a week or that sort of shit. This is surviving and working towards your business. You need to figure out how much money you need in order to do that. Write that down, and you need to save that amount of money before you even think about quitting your job, because you need that security there. I believe that freedom is the amount of time that you can survive without working. That is freedom to me. So if you can devise a strategy or just save, if you can save, it doesn't need to be a big mastermind plan. You need to just save. If you can save enough money to live a year and work on your business, then, you're going to be in a good place. And then, you can focus on your business for a year and hope that it works. To be honest, I really, really suggest you try and get it to 3 years. But me personally, I didn't have enough money to last 3 years, but I made it work. Like, I always found different opportunities and created new business ventures that eventually created some sort of success and held me off to the next year. So that may be the situation that you'll find yourself in, but I do want you to really think about it and try to get as safe as possible so you don't have to go through the same pitfalls that I went through, and you don't have to go through the same mental anguish and all that sort of shit. So you need to be passionate about this. Again, the commitment, consistency, and coins will only work if you're passionate about this business that you want to build. Now, there are 3 major ways to market and get people to know about your brand. And the first way is to spend money. And that will be, through advertising, through placements, maybe banner ads on... No, people don't do banner ads on sites anymore, do they? You can do that, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like Google ads, Facebook ads, Twitter ads, that sort of stuff. Maybe getting your product placed in Instagrammer's video or a YouTuber's video, that sort of stuff. That's first way to market your brand and get people to know about it. Second way is through spending time, and that is generally by creating content around your brand. And personally, I'd suggest using YouTube, because I really believe in YouTube as a platform for promoting your business, because the SEO ramifications and the things that you can do over there, it just kicks every other social media out the water. Like, it's very, very good. It's very advantageous, and I've got loads of videos on that. Go to growonyoutube.com if you want more information about that sort of stuff. But yeah, spending time creating content, very, very important if you don't have money. Like, that's what you can focus on, creating content around your brand and stuff, around your niche, like things that people are searching for. For example, let's say you are creating a pie business. You're selling pies, you're selling you're a bakery or something. Make videos on how to bake an apple pie, how to bake a cherry pie, how to preheat your oven, how to grease a baking tray. All that sort of shit are things that people are going to be looking for if they want to make their own pie, then you can put some branding on it or put an advert at the end and let people know that, maybe you don't want to bake your own pie. Maybe you want to buy a pie from us. That sort of stuff, really, really important. And if you be consistent with that, you can build a lot of brand awareness, and you can have people who are interested in you for your personal brand and also who are mad about your product. So definitely think about that. And the third way is spending time and money. So that is creating content and advertising that content. And this is what I highly, highly recommend. That is probably the best thing for most people to do. Create content, for example, create YouTube videos like I was just talking about, put out Instagram posts. Honestly, I'd suggest pick one social media and go really, really hard at that. Get at least 100 followers or subscribers in that piece of social media before you start branching out into other ones. Maybe, claim your name on the other social medias that you may want to use. Use up to 3, I'd say Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And get your Facebook name just in case someone wants to make a fake Facebook page for you. And then, use one of them. I would recommend YouTube. Focus on that. Grow your audience on there and grow your marketing machine. And then if you got some money to put behind it, put some money on Google Ads. Use Facebook ads. Facebook ads are apparently very, very good. I'm going to be looking into that when I release my book, using Facebook ads for that. But use ads and boost that content. And once you boost that content to around 1,000 views on YouTube, your video can usually do the rest if it's good content. And then that can bring you, upwards of 10,000 views. Like I did an advert for my book, How to Make a Song at Home. I made it a few years ago, so I don't remember the title, but How to Make a Song at Home. I made an advert for it. I spent £10 on the marketing budget, got that to 1,000 views, but through my knowledge of SEO and whatnot, I was able, that video's now over 20,000 views last time I checked. I think it's like 60,000 now or some sort of madness like that. So that's a bunch of people who have seen an advert for my product, and, some of them have then clicked through and purchased the book and all that sort of stuff. So, those are things that I wanted to kind of get into your mindset when it comes to starting a business. The main thing is to consistently work towards it. Start your business now. Start it now. Like while you have your job, start it up now and start the beginning period of setting that business up, because it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time before you even get to a point where you're able to make money from that business. For example, setting up all the social media accounts, setting up the website, creating content to get people actually interested in your brand and your product, then releasing the product. All these sorts of things need to be factored in. So if you start from now and you consistently work at it for while you're saving up for I don't know how long it's going to take you to save up enough money, but let's say it takes you a year or something. Then you've got a year of the groundwork already done, a year of the learning, the research, all that sort of stuff done. And when you actually leave that job, you're in a much better place, much better position in order to move forward and actually get into the nitty-gritty of your business. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of running a business in this podcast because I think it's a bit too much. I think most people who are listening to this podcast titled How to Quit Your Job and Start a Business probably have a job right about now. So, I want to get you to the point where you're ready to start your business, and we'll probably do more episodes down the line on, business stuff and more the nitty-gritty and that sort of shit. But I wanted to give you a general overview of the type of things that you need to be thinking about, the type of things that you'll need to, consider moving forward. I also want to touch on something else. My girlfriend told me the other day that basically, I have never been in a regular 9-to-5 job myself. I've been an entrepreneur from the ground up. Like when I was 16, I did a bit of a week work experience in Iceland, and I said I never wanted to do that ever again. So luckily I haven't. So obviously I cannot relate to those of you who are going into this job that you may not like on a 9-to-5 basis, upset in the morning or whatnot, or you just want to do something else with your life. But I can understand the mental anguish that will happen when you have a job and you have that security there, and you have this other pipe dream or something over here that people are telling you, don't do that. That's never going to work, that sort of shit. You're going to want to stick to the thing that has more security. But the truth is that in this day and age, people aren't working at one job for the rest of their life and then retiring. No, that doesn't happen. Like, your job may be phased out in the next 10 years, depending on what industry you're working in. Like, with all the AI and all that sort of shit, at any time you can get fired, you can get made redundant. At any time, that security that you thought you had can turn to dirt in your hands. Like, at any time, the other pin can drop and shit can go south, basically. So, but I still understand. That, this thing's here and it's working for you. Why would you go and do this other thing? And that is why I think it's so important to save the money. Don't just be like, okay, I'm going to up and go and chase this dream. Save enough money so that you have enough time to chase your dream, and, do it before, like, start before you quit your job. So maybe you're bringing in a little income from like your YouTube channel and, affiliate marketing and all that sort of stuff before you even think about quitting your job and moving to the next stage. So you're bringing in some additional income. You can see things are working. And then I think you'll be a whole lot more comfortable making that jumping out of your safety net and into the shark infested waters. So that's my thought on the subject. But obviously you guys with jobs and whatnot are going to have a better perspective on that. So be sure to send me your messages on YouTube, like leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. Send me your tweets on Twitter and all that shit. And yeah, that's the end of this podcast. I do not know how long. Oh shit, it's 17 minutes. That is, we might have to just buy the Spreaker package, and get the hour podcast thing. Fuck. Because like a 15-minute episode and a 2-minute episode doesn't really make sense. So yeah, we're going to have to make an investment in this podcast, although I really didn't want to until we had like 20 episodes out. But we'll see. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out. If you want to learn how I got over 23,000 subscribers and millions of views on my YouTube gaming channel, then you are in luck. Sign up to this free course right now. Link will be in the card, in the description, and in the pinned comment. Or go to growonyoutube.com/20k SEO course. In this course, you will learn the best way to write your video titles, tags, and descriptions to help you rank on the first page of YouTube. It's simple when you know what to do. I'll also show you a hack that will help you choose the right key phrases and help you create videos that can rank and get views no matter what game you play. Stop struggling to grow your YouTube gaming channel and start doing what works. Click on the link in the description or go to growonyoutube.com/20k SEO course. This course will not be up forever, so get in there as soon as possible. I hope to see you here soon, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey of turning your passion into your career.
It's been a cold winter and it's lasted far too long. So all this warmth I share with you